Welcome into the Daily Reload. I'm Crash and you're busy. Let's go ahead and get into the shooter news. A couple big games got some updates today, some news about them, but the franchises inherently have some things that annoy me. So let's go ahead and talk about what we have on the docket today. Battlefield 2042 is getting a season 5 that was confirmed a little bit while ago with the 5th map. That is right if you're doing the math at home, 1 map per season, and they're now touting these quality of life improvements that are coming in season 5 as something that we're supposed to get excited about. While they are definitely positive things, I think we should be a little bit past that at this point, but I digress. Here's what you're going to get. You're going to get evolving vault weapons, which means I think they're going to be finishing that concept by adding tier 1 and mastery tier camos to that, as well as being able to customize the look of those weapons that wasn't there when they brought those in and brought those over from Portal. They're going to be reworking vehicle loadouts. Dozer and Irish are getting improvements, which I have questions about Irish because I feel like he's a top tier infantry operator, but I'm not sure about that. And then the big one that everyone's excited about for some reason, squad management and squad orders are allegedly coming to the game. Again, this is another piece of the game that has been in Battlefields for a very long time. It has worked very well for a very long time. It was even iterated on with Battlefield 5, adding the squad perks that you could earn up over the game, and the squad leader could call those in at some point, which is, if you missed, allegedly, potentially, maybe coming to the game as data mined by Temporial with squad contracts that he found back in December. And while these are all really good and welcome changes and the game has come a long ways, I'm a little bit tired of touting some of the things that should have been in the game at launch as something that we should be excited about as content coming in the next season. I'm a little bit past that as we are approaching year 2 of the game. I saw some developers, I'm not going to name names, touting this as something that we should be excited about coming in season 5. I'm a little bit tired of riding hype of things that should have been in the game at launch. We're going to be getting close to 2 years on this game and we're just now getting squad management. In my opinion, not really a positive thing, and I don't want the community to get gaslit into expecting this in the near future. Again, with season 5, we're going to be getting the 5th map, which in most Battlefields is literally coming to us by the 2nd DLC or the 2nd installment of content. We would surpass that 5 map total. That's going to be happening just before year 2 of this game. While it is definitely good and they are working on it, I think it's really important as a Battlefield fan myself to keep this stuff in perspective, that this stuff should have been there a really, really long time ago. And the other update that could be really good depending on how it plays out is an Escape from Tarkov roadmap. I don't remember, I haven't been around the Tarkov community for a really long time, but I don't remember ever seeing a roadmap quite like this. But essentially what this is, if you caught my arena video about the new arena information, this is essentially a summation of that entire podcast into one big graphic. You guys can see the updates on the screen. The one thing I want to talk about here, the caveat that is not illicitly explained here, is the actual timeline. While the graphic is on a timeline, there are no specific dates to these, and we know with Tarkov, some of these can take a really long time. These changes sound great. If they actually work out, I think they will be awesome. Some of my favorites on here are the transition to Unity 2021. I think will be a massive, massive update that will allow them to move on to the next one, which is optimizing RAM culling system, so it's a little bit better optimized with more frames, improved hit reg, which is something that's incredibly important, increase in accuracy of positioning, which is trying to fix everybody's favorite desync, and a lot of fixes that have been needed for a really long time are in that 13.1, which is really nice. And then content is coming later down the road, 14.0 or 0.14.0, excuse me, should be a really good one, with Streets of Tarkov expansion being new, a new boss for that map, vaulting, armored presets, just a whole bunch of quest rebalancing, interface reworks, and a lot of really good stuff is coming next. So all this stuff looks amazing, but I just want to keep expectations grounded. That's kind of what I guess I'm doing in this edition of the Daily Reload, is keeping everything grounded and keeping things in perspective, that with Tarkov, how long did we wait for the Streets of Tarkov map? So while these updates are great, I really hope they come to fruition, and they more than likely will. This could be a really long time out. So hopefully they continue to work on cheaters. They continue to bring that content, and that transition to Unity allows some of this, the rest of these updates to come smoother and maybe more often, as the game is in a multi-year beta at this point. Regardless of what the timeline turns out to be from Battlestate Games, it is really nice to see this level of communication, to know exactly what is coming down the pipeline in this massive beta process. That's all I had for you guys today to keep you updated in the world of shooter video games. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome weekend, and I hope to see you tomorrow.